Hi there, this is Paige with Stamp Girl here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm sharing with you the alternative cards I made for the June 2020 Paper Pumpkin kit. This one is called Box of Sunshine. And the story behind this kit is that after you make all of the cards, you save the box, fill it with goodies that are in warm tones, yellows, oranges, reds, and fill the box and then send it off to a friend or someone who needs cheering up. So this is what came in the card kit. There were 8 envelopes. They were all alike. There were 8 card bases, 2 that looked like that, and then 2 that were gold foil, there and there. And then there were 5 sheets of these. And on each sheet there was a pineapple, a sun, 2 lemons, and 2 pairs of leaves. And I used up all of those pieces. But I mostly made my own designs. So I'm going to show you what I have left. I have 2 card bases left with the gold foiling. I used up both of these and both of these from the kit. I saved this. This is what the labels came in. I often put this in through my scan and cut to save a file so that I can cut those shapes again. I've got these stickers left. This is a wider sticker, and then these are narrower strips. So I've got all of those left. Plus I did save this little piece here because I was using some of those little strips as accent pieces. I have 3 labels left. I have 2 scraps from 2 different card bases left. I cut several of the cards apart, so I have the back sides of them left. And then this sheet came in, and this is what you would use to put the label on the box and address it, and then you could decorate it with these elements if you wish. I'll probably end up decorating mine differently, so I'll end up using these for another project. And then I have 7 envelopes left that came with 8, but I cut 1 apart, and so there's 7 left. So let me show you what I made. Oh, and I have the Stampin' Spot yet and the stamp set. I have a few of the adhesive pieces left, and then I used all the sequins. So I made 14 cards, and I'm not sharing them in any particular order. This card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is just a single layer of cardstock. And then there's a white layer on top where these triangle folds are attached to. I added a white layer on the back to write an additional message because I don't like it when handwriting shows behind this element right here. This is popped up with dimensionals. This is some label dies from Stampin' Up! I can't remember the exact name. But you open it up. I have a little Velcro dot here. Smile is from the stamp set. And then these triangle pieces were one of the card base fronts. I just cut it into 2 pieces and folded them up to make the triangle shapes. For this one, I cut apart one of the foil card bases, and then I matted it with some shaded spruce cardstock. The pineapple is popped up with dimensionals. On most of the pineapples, if not all of them, I made triple looped bows from some metallic thread, and then just embellished with the sequins from the kit This was a label from the kit. I just cut it in half and used the other half on another card. And this is one of those sticker strips that I just flagged the end on. And then here I just used some scraps for the inside of the card. This is one of the edges from the sticker sheet, and this was a leftover piece from when I cut that card front apart. This card uses several of the narrower sticker strips, and I just offset them down the front of the card and glued the pineapple down flat, added a bow. The sentiment is popped up. This is one of the lines are one of the stamps in the stamp set, as is the word hello. And then just a simple black and white layer on the inside. For this one, again, it's just a single piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 cardstock. This little card here was an add-on card from a previous Paper Pumpkin kit from the fall. And I thought the colors went really well with the colors of the elements in this kit, so I pulled some of these out. The pineapple is popped up, got a loopy bow there, and some of the sequins. And then I just did some layering on the inside. And then this card I used an embossing folder from Stampin' Up! I can't remember what it's called. But I just embossed the front half of the card, and then I took Delicata Golden Glitz ink and on a sponge dauber and just lightly went over the raised portions. Gives a real subtle gold shimmer. This is one of the envelopes that I cut in half and used it as a panel on the front of the card. Again, the pineapple is popped up with dimensionals and some of the sequins, and this is the other half of the label and sticker strip. The next grouping I'm showing you are the lemons. So this was the last card I made with lemons, and I had run out of the leaves. They come as a little double leaf, and so I just took one of those and cut it apart so each lemon would have a leaf on it. This lemon is popped up with dimensionals, accented with sequins, and then the sentiment is popped up as well. Hey Friend is a sentiment that came from a previous Paper Pumpkin kit. What I did is I took all my stamp sets from previous Paper Pumpkin kits and I separated all the sentiments into categories and then put them in a single box. So just as an example, this box is anything that said hello, hey, hi, or friend. And so I'm just storing them in there. And then as I get more Paper Pumpkin kits and use them up, I will separate the sentiments and put them into boxes by category. Here's a gatefold. This card right here is oh, sorry about that. I did copy this element right here on the front of this card and just used it on my gatefold. So the sentiment is popped up. This is why I was missing a pair of leaves, because I used 2 sets of leaves on this lemon. And then on the outside says, when life hands you lemons, and that is from a stamp set from Fun Stamper's Journey. And I thought I had a stamp that said make lemonade, but evidently I don't, so I just stamped a little lemonade glass on the inside. And then here's another one of those leftover borders from the sticker strips. For For this one I used a basket weave embossing folder in the background, and then I've got 2 lemons glued down flat to the card front, and then this one is popped up. And you can see how the sequins take on a different look when they're on a color like black as opposed to when they're on white. But the sentiment is popped up, and then some leftover strips and pieces for the inside. For this card, again, I used one of those add-on cards from a fall kit, and just put a pair of lemons on there, some sequins, layered the inside, and this is a single sheet that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then my final 5 cards feature the sunshine. So here's one of the wider strips, and what I did is I just cut it in half because it was a little bit longer than the narrow strips and I wanted it longer. I popped up the sun with dimensionals, did some twine, looped in the back, and then some sequins. And then this was a leftover scrap from one of the card bases that had the sun rays on it, and then one of the edges from the sticker sheet. So here's where this piece came from. I cut down this card base, and so I used one scrap on this card and another scrap down here. So this is popped up with dimensionals. Hey Friend is from an older paper pumpkin kit. This is popped up, and then I just put the smallest sequins scattered around the sunshine. This is backed with Poppy Parade, and then for the inside, another scrap of the little sun rays coming out. And then I used another one of those add-on cards from the fall, this time with the sun. So this one says Sending Sunshine. The sun is popped up. There's some gold thread looped behind it. And this is paired with, excuse me, Poppy Parade. And then this one, I used a wider strip. I think this was the other portion of this one. And then I just had some gold border stickers in my stash. I just outlined that strip with those. Popped up the sun, stamped Sending Sunshine, and embellished with some, excuse me, some sequins. And then here I have just some scraps. And then my last card that I have to share with you is this one right here. I cut 3 strips that were 1 1/2 by 3 1/4. And, well, actually I cut a 4 1/2 inch piece by 3 1/4, and then I stamped randomly over that piece with the little sun stamp from the kit, and then I trimmed it down into 1 1/2 inch strips. I backed it with Poppy Parade, that's a little bit larger in size, put it on one of the card bases, popped up the sun, popped up the sentiment, and then on the inside I just another layer of Poppy Parade and a white layer, and then I stamped the sun again and stamped hello on the inside. So those are my cards. Really lots of fun. The funny thing is I ordered 2 of these kits, and one came, gosh, I can't remember what day it came. Tuesday, maybe? The other kit I have not seen. It hasn't moved from an hour and a half away for the last 6 days, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, I'm so excited that another kit might be coming. I've got my fingers crossed. But even so, I ordered 2 in case it's sold out and there weren't going to be any refills. But if there are refills, I am definitely going to buy a refill as well. This was so much fun. I love the colors. I loved the bases. I loved the pieces that came in the kit. Loved everything about it. I want to thank all of you for joining me. Down below I'll leave a link to Deb's channel, Deb Hauk's Crafty Cottage. She and I, when it works out, like to do alternative cards together with our paper pumpkin kits. And now I'm off to create.